Good morning, children. In our previous lecture, we had discussed how we take the readings from vernier calipers. Today, we'll discuss the detailed construction of vernier calipers. So, you see figure 1.3. I already told you that vernier calipers has two scales. One is the main scale and the other one is the vernier scale. You can clearly see here in the figure. So, the main scale is very much similar to the normal scale we have, and it has the least count is 1 millimeter. Okay, that means that it is marked in centimeters, and 1 centimeter, the distance of 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. Okay, then there is the vernier scale. You can see the gray part, that is the vernier scale, and it has 10 divisions. And the it is not necessary that it has 10 divisions. It may have 20 or 25 or 50 divisions. According to that, we can calculate the least count. But normally we have 10 divisions, or may in this figure 1.3 they are showing 10 divisions. Okay, mostly we have 10 divisions only, but it is not necessary. It can have 20 or 50 divisions. But the thing that is important is that whatever number of divisions are there in vernier scale, they will be equal to the length of one division less on the main scale. Like we had discussed that day, that 10 divisions of vernier scale will be equal to the length of 9 divisions of main scale. Okay, so maybe if there are 20 divisions, then 19 divisions of main scale, whatever length of 19 divisions of main scale it is, that will be equal to the 10 divisions of vernier scale. So here you can see in the figure there are two jaws, two set of jaws mainly. Upper jaws are said inside jaws, and the lower two jaws are called the outside jaws. Can you see? Then there they have also written J1 and J2. So what happens? The You can see there are two jaws which are white in color, the one upper and one lower. Okay, that they are white in color, and another set, one upper and one lower, is gray in color. This whole gray part can slide over the white part. Okay, we can slide it throughout the white part. Okay, therefore the white jaws are set J1 and they are fixed ones, and the gray part are marked here J2 and they are movable jaws. Okay, so we can very easily slide J2 over the main scale. Okay, whatever we have to measure, if we have to measure some length or breadth of anything, we fix it between the outside jaws. Okay, and the upper jaws, which are called the inside jaws, are fixed if we want to calculate something, the inner diameter of anything. Or for example, if you have a small tube and you want to measure the outer diameter, what will you do? You will fix it in between the lower jaws, the outside jaws. And if you want to determine the inner diameter, we will fix the inside jaws into it, and we can determine the inner diameter. Okay, then you can see there is this T written over here, a thin strip at the end like a tail, and here it is written T. This strip is used to measure the depth of anything. Okay, so when you slide this vernier part over the main scale part, this strip also moves further backward. Okay, so you can easily read it from this thing. I had already sent you the PDF in the previous day. So you can see this table, vernier calipers, main parts and their function. The outside jaws, these are used to measure the length of a rod, diameter of a sphere, external diameter of a hollow cylinder. Then inside jaws to measure the internal diameter of a hollow cylinder or pipe. Strip is to measure the depth of a beaker or a bottle. Main scale to measure length up to 1 millimeter, and vernier scale, it helps to measure correct up to 0.1 millimeter. So vernier scale helps us to measure even smaller measurements. Okay, then least count we had already discussed that day. Least count is equal to value of one main scale division upon total number of division on vernier scale. So how can we decrease the least count of vernier calipers? Can be decreased by, how can you decrease the least count? Excuse me. What can we do? By increasing the number of division of vernier scale. If we increase the number of division in the vernier scale, then the least count will be smaller. That means we can measure more precisely. We can measure things even more precisely. Okay. Or the other thing, decreasing the value of one division on main scale. If we make the main scale, we make more number of divisions on main scale. Okay, then only we can have uh, lesser value on main scale. Okay, so this thing is important for you. The least count of a vernier calipers can be decreased by increasing the number of division on the vernier scale, and second, decreasing the value of one division on main scale. How are we getting this? See, the formula least count is equal to value of one main scale division upon total number of division on vernier scale. So when you need to decrease something, what you do, either decrease the numerator or increase the denominator. So decreasing the numerator means decreasing the value of one main scale division. Increasing the numerator means increasing the total number of divisions on vernier scale. Okay, then there is one more thing that is called the zero error of any instrument. So in case of vernier calipers, what is the zero error? Let me again go to the above picture. See, when you join J1 and J2, suppose I remove the sphere which is kept over here in figure 1.3. Can you see the sphere, the object which is kept between the two jaws? You remove that jaw, that object, sorry, and just join both the jaws. When both the jaws are joined together at that point of time, if the zero of main scale coincides with the zero of vernier scale, if they are in the same line, then we say there is no zero error. Okay, but if it is slightly left or right of the main scale, suppose the zero of vernier scale is slightly left or right of the main scale, it is not coinciding with it, then we say there is a zero error. Then zero error is of two types, positive zero error and negative zero error. When the two jaws are brought together, if the zero of vernier scale is on the right of zero of main scale, then it is said to be positive zero error. You can see the figure, positive zero error. Okay, and if then it is a positive zero error, and what do? We just calculate it in a similar way as we had done in case of vernier reading, calculating the vernier reading. If you remember, what do? We just we will join the jaws. If the zero of vernier scale is to the right of the zero of main scale, we will first put a plus sign. Then what we will do, we will see which division of vernier scale coincides with which division of any division of main scale. Okay, so suppose sixth division of vernier scale is coinciding with any division of main scale, then 6 multiplied by the least count. Okay, then negative zero error, if on joining both the jaws the 0 of vernier scale is to the left of the 0 of main scale. You can see figure 1.5. Then we say it is a negative 0 error. What we are going to do, we will simply put a minus sign and find out which division is coinciding with any division of main scale, and then multiply it with the least count. Okay, then how do we remove that 0 error from the reading? The formula is we get correct reading by subtracting observed reading, 0 error from the observed reading. Okay, so correct reading is equal to observed reading minus 0 error. So minus 0 error, where 0 error has to be taken with the sign. So when it is positive 0 error, we will simply subtract the 0 error, and when it will be negative 0 error, then we need to put minus the 0 error, so it will become plus. So when you will be doing the numericals, that will be clear to you. So now you can just go through this measurement of length of an object with a vernier calipers. You can simply read it once. We have already discussed it. So what we are going to do, first we will not put the object into it. We will first join both the jaws and see which type of 0 error is there, and we will find out the 0 error. Then we will insert the object, find out the main scale reading, then vernier scale reading, and then get the correct value of the reading. Okay, so you can simply read it once and you will easily get it. So you can now just see this example once, and screw gauge will be doing in next lecture. By the time you can do all the examples of vernier scale, see here examples are given, and then from exercise 1b do all the numericals of vernier calipers. Screw gauge will be doing in the next lecture. That's all for today. Have a great day.